Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DKWILL, and this is DK. We'll talk about it. And we actually have some things to talk about in regards to XRP that I'm going to cover today, maybe in more than one video. On my X page, you can see here I posted this article, XRP News. It says Uphold launches new XRP product with Flare Networks. Finally see Flare Networks coming into play here for those of us who were airdropped some Flare coins that were Sparks coins and they change. And that's just for those who are old G's to know who the old G's are. But nonetheless, the XRP news says that Uphold launches new XRP product with Flare Networks. And I'm going to share this information here. And depending upon how much time I have, I may share some more or I'll just do another video. I'll do a bunch of videos and maybe time them out. But this one in particular, out from yesterday by Godfrey Benjamin, talks about how Uphold has partnered with Flare Networks to launch a new XRP product for the coin's holders. This product will allow users to earn yield on XRP, offering a new way to interact with the coin beyond basic trading. The move also highlights how the Ripple coin is seeing more support from platforms and companies looking to leverage its utility. And just recently on our conference group, I highlighted how the traditional players are trying to get their hands on profitable ways to manage and utilize cryptocurrencies, the blockchain, and now they're trying to come on board, and things like ETF futures and all that are showing up. And now here we have yield. You'll notice Ripple doesn't offer a staking or a yield on XRP, but Uphold is. And I'm going to put some shade on Uphold because I had an experience with them that I also posted on my X page, and I'm gonna label them in this video somehow too, so they know I said it because I never appreciated what they did. I do appreciate them offering the opportunity for us to do something that I said on the call: never even have to sell your XRP. It can become a income producing investment. And so if it's producing income, we can keep it and just let it pay us rather than sell it and then be out of the picture. And I'll also say again to my viewers, and I'll keep saying it, no matter how much XRP you have, never sell all of it until they force it out of your hands. Keep your gorilla grip on at least some of your XRP, because I honestly believe that XRP can do what they say Bitcoin's going to do. I honestly believe that XRP can go into 10,000, 100,000, even $1 million a coin. I believe that. Now let's talk a little bit about Uphold and the shade I'm going to put on them while I tell this story. Back in February on the X page, I posted a thing about the Gorilla Grip and tried to get that started. And I said, it's this simple. Ripple does not supply the markets anymore with XRP. Major players who deal in trillions will need XRP for cross border payments. They're also going to need them for yield opportunities. And I'm going to address that a little bit further down the road here. Stick with me. It says, they and their bots are trying to shake it out of your hands. May I suggest you consider having a Gorilla Grip on your XRP portfolio? Well, subsequent to posting that, I had to put a statement in that occurred with me where I made a mistake on an order for AMP. And it was a big mistake. It's like a 4,000 plus bogey. It was like a 4,000 plus dollar attempt, but it was a mistake because I put the decimal in the wrong place. Well, the bank rejected the transaction despite depositing some the same day to cover the mistake. And then Uphold reclaimed the AMP at a loss because the order didn't go through, I guess, in time. But they made up the difference with some of my XRP instead of some of my 954,000 coins of AMP. So I bought more XRP. And that's what prompted me to say later that we are witnessing a monumental rug shaking by banks, institutions, nation states, at exchanges who want to wrestle value from the hands of the skittish retail investors who know not what they truly own. Keep a gorilla grip in the crypto markets. And now with this new development here, with them offering yield on your XRP, keep in mind I said Ripple doesn't offer the yield. But at the same time, in a more recent video, I spoke on this article here May 30th article where three companies announced plans to buy and hold XRP as a strategic reserve asset. And also in that article, it highlighted how, after adding it to their balance sheet, ACG announced plans to launch an XRP lending platform for New York Stock Exchange listed companies. And this move would allow New York Exchange listed companies to borrow a fixed amount of XRP as a loan, scheduled to loan by quarter three of 2025. That's right around the corner, folks. The lending initiative will be backed by ACG's XRP reserve. So to be able to lend somebody something, you have to have it on hand to lend it. And so when we look at things like Uphold now launches a new XRP product to state, they'll probably be the ones lending to people like this. And so they may stake it to us and pay us, I'm going to make it up because I don't know, 5%. But they'll be lending it to ACG for maybe 7.5% or 10%. And so that's the reason they do things like this, and they snatch your XRP out of your hands. I don't. They told me that when they make up their losses, they can do it from any source they want. Was their answer to me when I asked, "Why didn't you just take AMP?" It was an AMP order. It had nothing to do with XRP. And aside from the fact of it having nothing to do with XRP, I'm going to give you a glimpse of something else significant. What you see here on the left is my watch list on Uphold. And you can see AMP is third on the list because it's in alphabetical order. But on that listing, pretty much every coin you see there, 99% of them, I actually also own on Uphold. Now, I own them perhaps on uh, one of the other exchanges as well, but they're not just here because I'm watching them. They're also here because I own the overwhelming majority of them. And then when you look over here in the middle, you can see the holdings that I had in AMP. So there was a $300 volatility change in the price of AMP when I made that mistake on my order, and they confiscated the 300 some dollars in XRP. Whereas there was plenty of money's worth of, and there you can see right there, the error, plenty of money worth of AMP to correct that $300 error, but they didn't. So what's the point? The point is keep your gorilla grip on your XRP portfolio. You can see right here where they took and sent XRP, 300 and some dollars worth, 128 of my coins to make up for that difference, even though XRP had nothing to do with that AMP order. So they're not only trying to shake it out of our hands voluntarily, they will take it from any excuse involuntarily as well. But as you can see, my solution was to replace it. Actually, I replaced it with 200 plus coins instead of the 128 they took from me. And I did that right away because I didn't appreciate them messing with my portfolio. But I did something else. I withdrew some of my XRP from Uphold because they did that and they lost my trust. Um, I left 1,000 on there. So now, with this new information that's come out, specifically, they're going to launch this new XRP product with Flare Networks, where you will be able to earn a yield on your XRP holdings. I'm going to go there cautiously, and of course, I keep my XRP distributed in different locations. Some ready to sell when I see a target price that I want, but the overwhelming majority tucked away and not hot. So this new development is excellent, but Uphold, be aware. Like Michael Jackson would say, baby, you are not alone. And there will be others like you who will offer the same thing that you're getting ready to offer. And if you don't treat your people right, the competition is going to get thick out there, people. But in the meantime, for those of us on this side of the table, make sure you keep your gorilla grip. Make sure you start shopping. because the competition that they're getting ready to undergo will only help us. So it says here, that was the other article I covered before. Up here in this article here, Flare announced we're thrilled to partner with Uphold, one of the first exchanges exploring XRP yield on Flare networks. With F assets preparing for mainnet launch, this collaboration paves the way for XRP Fi, bringing utility and DeFi access to Uphold's active XRP community. Yes, they're getting ready to make money off our XRP, people. And interestingly enough, currently the XRP price is down, for relatively speaking. And if you haven't considered to do it yet, you might want to do it. It says this collaboration aims to make XRP more useful in the real world by giving users access to decentralized finance features. This includes using XRP in new ways, such as staking and earning returns. Yes, we may never have to sell it, especially if the returns are nice. And usually when you stake, they pay you in the coin, not in dollars and bills. So if you get paid, say 5% in coins, and you earn the 5% of those coins, it could be worth, just theoretically speaking, $100. But if the coin price goes up, that same 5 coins will become worth maybe even $1,000 if it does a 10x. So it's definitely attractive. Now, Uphold, just keep it honest. It's going to take more videos, folks, because this one took longer than I wanted it to take. But I talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.